We have with us Ashwarya Garg, co-founder at HYPD. Ashwarya, thank you so much for giving us the time and welcome to AdTech 2024.
Thank you for having me here. It's been a great session. It's been great meeting everyone, trying to understand this new wave of trying to match content with commerce and trying to understand the whole affiliate piece of it, and everybody understanding that how do we take advertisement not just from the top of the funnel and now to conversions and more meaningful output.
You had a very fascinating panel discussion to try and understand how influencers work, how marketing works, how are we seeing the conflux of various platforms, technologies. So if I had to ask you to describe your experience in one word, what would that be?
Exhilarating. That's going to be my word, and the another word is going to be that I'm going to be forever big believer in whatever we're doing.
That's perfect. I also want to understand, since this is the opportunity to understand not just trends that have done well, but what is going to be the conversation makers as we move forward. So what is that one emerging trend that you see becoming or dominating conversations for the rest of 2024?
I think how up until the last decade we have seen Google and Facebook as being the ad platforms to drive performance, as a ad networks to drive performance. We're going to now see the shift in which the content creators and influencers will be seen as influencer networks to drive performance.
Correct.
So you will see a sudden shift in which brands are going to compare that, hey, if I want to reach to somebody in Odisha or somebody in Agra or somebody in tier 2, tier 3 cities, if I have two options, whether to spend on Google, let them give that money to reach to that audience, what is the CAC around it and what is the ROAS that I'm getting, versus if I try to reach to that audience quicker and faster and in a better authentic manner via content creator, what is going to be my CAC and my ROAS around it.
Correct.
And in most cases, we are finding that people are able to target better with content creators versus performance.
Correct.
So the large amount of equity spend that we were seeing to ad networks
Correct.
are now going to go into influencer networks, but only the ones which can give you an attribution and visibility from Tomar to Bofu.
Okay, so quickly I want to understand, Ashwarya, last question before we let you go, because we've seen some very deep emerging trends for 2023. Are there some of those trends that will stay in 2024 as well, or will we see a complete breakout or something new?
I think what you saw in 2023 was the need of people to understand that what after D2C and marketplaces. And I think the early trends of it in the form of quick commerce and creator-driven commerce were only being tested around. But I think within the few quarters, the numbers were so astonishing and so exhilarating for everyone that everybody wanted now to jump onto that ship. So I feel that some of those trends are really going to stay for a long, not just a year. I think it's the decade for content creators and influencer driven commerce from here on.
Perfect. Ashwarya, thank you so much for speaking to us and have a great time at AdTech 2024.
Thank you, and thank you for having me here, and all the best to everyone.